All right, guys, let's get started, and we are ready with the feedback, or rather, you are ready for the feedback. I am ready with the feedback. Let's get started. I have a lot to share. We will start with the podium. Itesh was the winner. Super performance. Samartha for the second week in a row, finishing on the podium. That was magnificent on his part. And then you had Deep, player from Canada. Well, you should appreciate Deep a lot. He has to get up so early, get ready for the tournament, then get ready and go for work. For us, the day is almost getting over. For him, it's the start of the day there. Totally appreciate. Although I must say that there are a lot of things I wish to share. The first thing I want to share is that there was some violation about the draw offer. So Avnish, if you are here, is Spidey with us? Guys, I'm waiting for a response from our Avnish, Master Avnish More. Is Spidey with us? Because he violated this rule of not offering a draw. So I had clearly stated that under 1700 guys will not offer a draw, but unfortunately Avnish offered a draw, and that was offered to Avdut. Itesh also has shared a message with me. Itesh made it very clear that Yatharth offered him a draw. So Yatharth is definitely with us. I'm sure Yatharth is with us. So Yatharth, why did you offer a draw? We agreed that the under 1700 will not offer a draw. I want you to remember it from the next time if you are wishful of playing and being in the group. Yatharth, kindly acknowledge this. You actually offered a draw to Itesh. That is reported to me. So if you did that, well, you mustn't do that ever again. Okay, Yatharth Shinde, no draw offers under 1700, will not offer a draw. Now, guys, I want to share something very sad. Anay Avdani's grandfather passed away. He was suffering from pneumonia, and that's a very sad news. So Anay lost his grandfather. And that is why I am not giving any feedback for him about his participation on Friday. I had something for him, but just when I learned this morning, I was very deeply sad to learn this. So, very sorry to hear about the loss. Anna, if you are with us, we are with you. The entire Vaidya's chess hub is with you. So I will offer you my feedback some other time. At the moment, everybody just be with Anay. We all will pray for your grandpa wherever he is. May he rest in peace. All right, the next feedback I have is for, this is Prajna versus Itesh, and white player is Itesh, and he missed a trick here. You can see in the image what happened is here you can clearly see white has a very interesting thing going. The green arrow is what Itesh played. Red arrow is what he should have played. I repeat, green arrow is what Itesh played. Red arrow is what Itesh should have played. So Itesh should have first taken with the bishop, and when the pawn would have taken back, then the knight should have taken on e6, and that would be a fork for the queen and the rook. So you would have gotten the exchange there. I'm sure that you all have registered this point. So Itesh, if you are watching this, if Itesh you are with us, here against Prajna, you had 2 minutes. There was enough time that you had. You should have first taken with the bishop, and when the f pawn would have taken, you should have taken then with the knight, which would be a fork, queen and rook. Of course, Prajna would have saved the queen, and then you would have gotten the rook for the knight. So you would have gotten the exchange there. Very important. Next, this is the feedback for Jai, I believe, and unbelievably, what happened here is, this is for Parth Hardankar, by the way. I'm not sure he is with us. Here in this game, black was victorious for a reason. Jai is white here. Now, Jai, you can see that Parth Hardankar played bishop to d4. He has d4, so he's attacking your knight. I'm sure Jai is with us. So Jai, you are white here, and your knight on e5 is hanging. And you played the move indicated by or shown by the green arrow, whereas you completely overlook that your knight is hanging. If you look at the square A1, you see that you have 2 minutes and 34 seconds remaining, and still you played a move D3 and you just gave your piece free on E5. And again, I'm sure you will come up with a sorry, but this is not at all acceptable at this stage where you are. It's a 3 minute plus 2 game. And then Jay, you have 2 minutes 34 seconds. You can see that on the screen. 2 minutes and 34 seconds are remaining. Parth has attacked your knight on E5 and you played D3, just gave your knight for free. That's absolutely not fair. Now, okay, I knew you would say sorry to that, but then come on, opponent's last move, Jay, opponent's last move was bishop d4, and still you gave your knight away like that is unacceptable. Okay. Next one is again where Parth Hardankar is involved, and that is against Pragya. So if Parth Hardankar is with us, well, this is the height of carelessness. You played the move again shown by the green arrow and you put the bishop on f4 and Pragya just took the free bishop. Queen takes bishop, simple. You just played bishop f4 and Pragya played queen takes f4. You have 2 minutes, well over 2 minutes is what you have on the clock, and you just gave your piece like that. If you want to make some serious improvement, stop such disastrous things. It's a total blunder. And it's not acceptable because you're not in a time crunch or something. There's 2 minutes 19 seconds remaining of a game that's 3 plus 2. And at least don't put the bishop straight away in line with the queen, where queen can just simply take that. You played bishop f4. Check out this game later. Okay, I'm sure you're registering the points here. Okay, this is to show the pause mode. So Sahil is with us. Sahil Prajapati, if you are with us, I want to know the reason why you are on pause. You see that the first one is Sahil Prajapati, and you see a pause icon next to him. So there is no reason for you to be in a pause mode, especially if you have decided to participate in the tournament. If you have decided to play, then you should play. There's no point entering the tournament and then going on a pause mode. So not appreciated. That's a feedback to be noted. I shouldn't see you in the pause mode from the next time. So his friend can pass this message to him. If Sahil is not with us, at least his friend can pass on this message that he was seen on a pause mode. He was at number 21 potentially, but then he was on a pause mode, and that loses time. And in a Swiss League tournament, that's not acceptable. Please make a note of that. My next feedback is the great white player here, who is Durvam, and that's Sanchit. You will not believe that this is Sanchit. Of all the players, Sanchit made this mistake. Opponent's last move is rook g6. You can see there in the green squares. Opponent, thank you Rupak, you are going to convey this to Sahil Prajapati. Thank you so much. Now, the point here is rook g6 was played. So Sanchit, if rook g6 is played, you should register that queen and rook are threatening mate on g2. And Sanchit, again like Jay, you also have over 2 minutes remaining on the clock. You see that your clock shows 2 minutes and 22 seconds remaining. Dude, that's a lot of time. And yet you played the move shown in the green arrow. You played c4, believe it or not. You played c4 and queen takes g2 is checkmate. So this was done by Reyansh to you. Reyansh is with us. So this is just terrible. Absolutely terrible. Ayush, I wonder why you are late, dear. You are welcome, but you've joined a little late. Next time be here 5 minutes in advance. Ayush. By the way, this is Ayush Chavan, not Ayush Tavde. Okay, we have got a couple of guys whose name is Ayush. So I think Sanchit will register this point. If at all Vihang, Samartha, Avdut, if anyone is here, they should pass this message to him. Look at how silly this is. The last move is rook g6. So clearly rook and queen are threatening mate. Over 2 minutes of time remaining, and he pushed the pawn to c4 and he got checkmated on g2. That's not acceptable, and certainly not from a player of Sanchit's caliber. Come on. The next one is a good feedback. Now this is Kshitij versus Vihang. That's a good feedback. I will come to this game for feedback to Vihang separately, but this first feedback is a good point for Kshitij and for Vihang both. Okay. Thank you, Samartha. You'll pass this message to Durvang. Just let him know that he clearly made a mess of that. Now, this screenshot that I have taken is such a good thing because look at the match. It's between 1950 versus 1873. And all the B batch guys, the juniors, observe this. Look at the rating. 1950 is playing against 1873. Now compare their timing. 18 seconds versus 54 seconds. Even the winner has got 54 seconds. And Vihang also is down to last under 20 seconds. And now compare this with the previous screenshots that we have seen so far. Over 2 minutes and checkmate. Over 2 minutes and Jai gives a piece. Now compare that with this. Compare that with this. Namish, if you are watching this. Prajna, if you are watching this. This is compliment. This is a great praise for Vihang and for Kshitij both. Fantastic. I was watching this game and I was so impressed. Absolutely. And they both have played against each other 14 times. And Kshitij has won 5 games and Vihang so far has won 5 times. And they always seem to use the time, both of them. So it's a great thing and everybody should learn something from this game. Everybody should do that. I will come to this game later because Vihang missed a lot of winning opportunities. And in fact, he overlooked a simple pin and Datta exploited that effectively and managed to win the exchange. That was blunder on Vihang's part. But what is impressive is the way they are using time. So if Ayush Chavan is here, yeah, he did say hi, is it not? So Ayush, this is something that you also should make a note of. Avnish, why are you late? I've already covered your feedback. I've already covered a feedback for you and that was very bad. I talked about you offering a draw to Avdut. So Avnish More, you should not have offered the draw. I said under 1700s will not offer any draw. So you should definitely not do that the next time, Avnish. Okay, so after this good feedback, let's go to the next one. Now this is a feedback for, again, Saurish and Arya Sonic. A good feedback. A very good feedback. 13 seconds and 49 seconds. Look at the way these guys are using their time. This feedback is only for the time. So always remember, the guys who will use time will really do well. Now this next one is for Avdut. OMG. I'm sure we all see, we've seen this game. In fact, you can see that in the spectators, you have me watching it, you have Datta watching it, Jai was watching it, because this was the last game and it ended with a 50 move draw rule. It was really horrible. Avdut said that because of time he could not finish this. He had 27 seconds to finish this position. This can be done as a challenge in 30 seconds. Remember on the projector we used to do this challenge in our hub. I used to give you positions and give you about a minute or 30 seconds to finish those positions. Avdut here has half a minute to finish this and he could not finish with the rook checkmate position when you get 2 seconds increment after every move. So Samartha, you should pass on this message also to him along with Sanchit's message. This was embarrassing. I am telling you, this is embarrassing. And if Avdut's excuse is that he had no time, well, look at the time the opponent had. Rutu was defending with the king going here and there and everywhere with 17 seconds remaining. He drew the position. But Avdut with 27 seconds could not win the position. That's amazingly surprising. I repeat, the player who had 27 seconds could not checkmate. The player who had 17 seconds escaped. So this does not stand good. If at all, Samartha, you should make sure that he practices this. That is very, very important. Vihang, I'll come to your game later. I'm going to show you that game. Don't worry, I will do it later. At the moment, let us continue with Avdut's feedback. I'll come to your game later. So the point I'm making is, because Vihang, in that game you also could exploit that pawn pin. You had a chance there as well. Even Deep had a wonderful chance. You both were playing well. but then you slip with a defeat in the last couple of rounds. Otherwise, you are doing well. So, Samartha, I want you to type that you will pass this message also to Avdut and give him some good practice with the king and rook checkmate, because this was painful to watch. He was giving him a million checks, and then Rutu was running all over the board with his king. And finally, Leeches was tired. Leeches said, okay, you cannot win this position. It's a draw. By 50 move rule, it ended in a draw. That was embarrassing. So please pass on this message. Now, this is a feedback for Bhargav. Our new admission, Alan Thomas, was playing against Bhargav, and Alan has given him a check here. Alan is with the black pieces here. I'm sure Alan is with us. So, Alan, you have given a check and attacking the rook on a1 simultaneously. Now, unfortunately, what Bhargav did was that he actually could not defend this position properly. In this position, it's very easy. Bhargav should have played the move suggested with the blue arrow, but what in fact he played was the one with the green arrow, and which means that Alan was able to win the rook on a1 easily. At the moment, the rook was defended by the other rook. It was really very silly. Okay. So, very important that you should be careful. Bhargav, I hope that you are with us. I sincerely hope. You brought the rook to block the check, and Alan was able to win the rook on a1. So far, this game was going interesting, and this move blundered everything. And then I suppose, you resigned. You can see it in the screenshot that you resigned, and Alan won the game handsomely. So you should have just played the move indicated by the blue arrow, and you would have retained that rook on a1. You gifted Alan your rook on a1, man. You just gifted him. All right, next one. This is the second feedback for Bhargav. So in the previous game as well, let's go back. In the previous game as well, he is not short on time, and yet he blundered a rook, Bhargav. And again here you have Bhargav playing against Saurish, and he is playing so fast. Again, Bhargav has 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining, but he has played so horribly, and he has the audacity to resign. Look at this, guys. Look at this. This is not acceptable. Bhargav, what are you doing? I am happy that you are here, but what are you doing? So in the previous screenshot, you gifted Alan a rook, although you had almost 2 minutes remaining. It's, I believe, 1 minute and, well, definitely more, close to 2 minutes. And in this one, you can see that you have 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. So you play fast, and then you play miserably, and then you want to resign. And then do what? Watch others' games. Bhargav, what is the big idea of having these 2 minutes remaining? What do you want to do after that? Watch other people's game. So you will play fast, then you will resign fast, and then you'll go home crying fast. That's a good idea. It's a very good idea. Avoid that the next time. I should not get such a screenshot the next time. You played fast, then you played miserably, and then you resigned. That's so not fair. Black resigned, and Saurish got some points. Do not do that again. Next one, please. Guys, just enjoy the music and give me a couple of minutes, please. Guys, sorry for that interruption. I was definitely, inconvenience is regretted. I was gone for a long time, but sorry to keep you waiting. Appreciate your patience. Let's get started with this. There was something that I could not avoid, and I did not want to disconnect and reconnect. Okay, let's continue. Okay, let's continue with the feedback. Now this one is Pragya Dikshit versus Deep. Now this one is where Deep missed an important tactic. Can you see what this tactic is? It was a very important idea that Deep missed here. It's a very, very important idea. The important idea that Deep missed here is what I have shown with this red arrow. It's bishop check. I wonder if knight takes knight. No, knight takes knight does not work. The idea is with the knight support, obviously, but then the move was played. What is shown with the green arrow? So Deep played queen c6, but the actual winning move here is bishop e4 check, which is a fork. And so Deep would have won the knight on d5 comfortably. That is, I think, what Deep missed. But we will give Deep that advantage because it's early there at 5:30 there in Canada, so wins the piece on the spot. We'll give Deep that advantage, or rather that consideration, I must say. Now this is that game Yatharth versus Ayush. This is a feedback again for Yatharth. This is the second time, Yatharth, I see you offering a draw. And I know that Yatharth is with us. So, Yatharth, this is the second feedback, the second draw feedback for you. You clearly are rated just 923. And Ayush is rated 1034. So, both of you, Ayush, this time I think it says black offers the draw. So, this time, Yatharth, I think you are with the black piece, is it not? So, offering a draw. And white declines the draw. But both of you are under 1700. There is no question of any draw here. So make a rule, everybody. Please follow this rule. Please follow this rule. The rule is that you will not offer a draw. Very important. Yatharth, I hope you are with us. You're telling everybody not to leave. Sir is there. Yeah, sure, I'm there. But more importantly, what has happened here is that you will, you will not offer a draw. Under 1700 will not offer draw. Okay. Now, apart from this, there are a few things that I want to say. Apart from this. For example, I've got a feedback for Sagar. Now, Sagar versus Nidhi. Sagar, my feedback to you. Let's get to your game if we can get there. So, let's take you there. Sagar versus Nidhi. So, Sagar is the SK ID, I believe, is it not? Yeah. Where is Sagar's ID? Yes, here, this is what I'm saying. This is your game against Nidhi. I want to show this. And here, you are playing for the flanks. Watch what's happening here. Again, you see one rule violated here. Black is offering a draw. So, Sagar, this time it was you who is offering a draw here. You can, I don't think you clearly see this. Let me make it full screen. Okay, now you can see it. Now you can see it. Sagar, you are the one with the black pieces here. And you can see black offers a draw, white declines a draw. You are also under 1700. There is no way you can offer a draw here. So, Sagar, please remember this. This is a feedback. Your game versus Nidhi. So important. Very important. Now, Yatharth, one more feedback for you is, you played a game versus Kavish, and I'll show you how bad that went. Okay, this is Yatharth, and your game against Kavish is here. So, this is it. knight f3, d5, then e takes d5, knight takes d5, knight takes e4, e5, and that's it. Only 6 moves are played. Yatharth, if you are listening to this, only 6 moves are played and time out. White is victorious. So Yatharth, you were the one with the black pieces here. I only wonder what were you doing in this game. 6 moves were played and time out. And what is important is, again, black offers a draw and white declines a draw. What is happening? Yatharth, why are you playing for the sake of playing? Very, very important. Please make a note of this, Yatharth. I wonder what were you doing here. 6 moves have been played. 6 moves, okay, have been played. And time is out. That's it, time out. It took you 3 minutes plus 2, utilizing every second, just to get to the 6th move here. That means that you are not careful. Hi Swaroop, welcome. And good that you joined us here, and you have now an account on Leeches. Very good. Okay, so guys, this was another feedback for Yatharth. Now Samartha, this next one is for you. Samartha, you had a wonderful game against Vihang. Let me show you that game, what happened exactly. So Samartha finished at the 2nd spot, and your game against Vihang is what I want to show. Samartha is black here. Samartha played a brilliant game here, except for getting his rook trapped. So this feedback is going to be for Samartha. It was a wonderful game until Samartha got his rook trapped like this, Never put this rook on this square hoping for the 7th rank when the bishop can just shut it and the rook will be blocked. So that is a point to note, not just for Samartha, for everyone else as well, guys. For everyone else as well. Very, very important. So never get that rook on that d2 square carelessly if bishop can just shut it. And what happened was that Samartha's rook got trapped on d2, and his knight actually went to f1, and then the rook had to be sacrificed. The exchange was lost, and Vihang, of course, went on to win the game. So if Samartha is with us, very important that you take care of such things. Samartha Nijapkar, if you are with us. Now the next one is, I told you, Namish, this one is for you. Namish, you're playing way too fast, and until you get this point straight, you not make any improvements, I'm afraid. You have to make a note of such things. I have repeatedly given you this feedback. Namish, you repeatedly play fast. You have a lot of time. Always, I notice that. But then you lose with a lot of time to spare. You don't watch your opponent's last moves, and that was not done. There were many people who could not play in the tournaments, including our Omkar sir, who was busy during the festivities. So from the next, that is the coming Friday, I will expect everybody to be, ready and play wholeheartedly, play sincerely. Even Pooja ma'am was not playing. She insists on making improvement, but you have to play for that. Rutu versus Sagar. This is one more game that I want to show. Rutu versus Sagar. So Rutu versus Sagar is the game I want to show. Rutu versus Sagar. Okay, Rutu versus Sagar. So this is the game. This is the first game that they played in the tournament. Rutu is black, Sagar is white here. Rutu, you are playing for the flank pawns a lot. Watch what is happening here. Look at this. These particular movements are flank pawn movements. So you are not focusing on the development. You are busy moving your flank pawns, and that gets your king very weak. That makes your king very weak. I'll take you to the board. Okay. So Rutu versus Sagar. Rutu is the one with the black pieces here. This position you can see, Rutu, that you are making a lot of flank pawn moves. That means the A file, the B file, the G file and the H file, and your pieces don't get developed soon. So Rutu, you have to work on this point. Focus on the center. Get your minor pieces in the game. Just don't be too involved moving the flank pawns, meaning A file, B file, G file, H file. That's the thing. And in the same game now, show how Sagar missed an important skewer tactic. Prajna, you have learned the skewer tactic today, is it not? So I will show you yet another example of skewer. Over here, Sagar played the move b4 attacking the bishop. He played this move shown with a green arrow. What he should have played is with this bishop taking the e5 pawn with the help of this knight. So clearly, bishop took on e5 and the game would have been yours. So Sagar, please be careful. Next time, do not miss such easy winning opportunities. Very, very important. So bishop takes e5 with the help of move, and you had bishop takes h8. And Sagar, you were winning on the spot there. Now you, Prajna, I'm sure you're learning some more tactics. Good. Okay, nothing much for the others. Now let us go to that important game, Vihang versus Kshitij. That game was very important. Even Deep had his own chances, but we will analyze that later. This game, Vihang was playing with the black pieces. And let's see, he had good chances. I'm talking about the point where he had a wonderful pawn pin. Okay, this is the point where Vihang, I want to tell you how good you are playing against Datta. So if Vihang is with us, I have no doubt Vihang is with us. Vihang was minus 4.3 there. Minus 4.3. Are you talking about that previous game? People saying bishop takes e5, queen e6. Okay, but still I'm saying. Anyway, we will come back to that later. Let's first analyze this Vihang versus Datta game. Vihang minus 4.3. So clearly, guys, Vihang was winning here. And then what happens is this. And then this is the point I'm talking about, Vihang. This is the point you took with the pawn. Look at the computer analysis. Minus 3.7. Minus 3.7. You took, he took, and he did in this position. This is clearly good for white. So after that you tried for the discovered attack, I suppose. I don't know what you had in mind. You can tell me in the chat. But okay. So this is where the position started to crumble really. After that it was totally winning. But there was one point where you had this nice pawn pin. Let's see if we can see that here. We will come to that point where suddenly you had, there you go. No, not here. One more move. Clearly, yes. Now we are coming to the point where you could have played aggressively. From +3, the game swung in your direction. Where is that pawn pin idea? I'm sure there was a pawn pin idea. This is all +3, +2.5. There you go. Now if you watch this, Vihang, watch this please. Minus 6.3. I repeat, minus 6.3. That's the thing here. Minus 6.3. So you are totally winning, and I'm talking about this pawn pin, which is so important. The computer wants you to play this and then probably go for this trade. And I'm talking about the b3 pawn pin. I've been repeatedly talking about this. And after this, again, look at that, from minus 6.3 to 0. uh, and then +4, and later of course you lost. But I am saying that you had great opportunities here. Let's go back to that game. We were talking about Sagar versus who? Sagar versus Nidhi, I believe. Sagar versus who? Let's see. Guys, what was that last game we were talking about? You're saying bishop takes e5, queen e6. Rutu, I suppose. Sagar versus Rutu was the game, yeah. Yeah. Let's analyze that. Too many flank moves here. Too many flank moves. And guys, I was going to show you all here that this is plus 2.9 or +3. You should all see that. Those who are saying that queen e6, bishop will be pinned, well, that is not correct. He clearly missed the skewer. It's plus 2.9. You can see that. And if you are wondering, why this pin will not work, let me show you. It's bishop takes this, and if queen e6 as you are suggesting, then that bishop, mind you, is already protected with the knight, so he can just unpin the bishop, and then if you play f6 to attack the bishop, now the bishop can move because it's not check anymore, it's not pinned anymore. So that's why queen e6 doesn't work there, and I hope that I've clarified this point. The final game that I want to talk about before we go to the tactics is Deep versus Datta. That was also a very interesting game. This one is Deep versus Datta. Deep was with the white pieces. He was playing well here. Russian defense. I want to appreciate Datta. He prepared the Russian defense. He had told me before the tournament that he had prepared the Russian defense exclusively, and he put it to good use here. But let's take a moment to see where Deep could have played better. Right on the 6th move itself, you can see that he is plus 2.5. So this game really went well for Deep. He blundered somewhere and lost the game. I think here initiative and tempo works well. H3 and Datta first is going to take the pawn. So pawn, attacked twice, defended once. So this is very, very important. Very, very important this. That Deep should have taken care of this pawn. And the thing is, the computer is suggesting e6. Probably that's too difficult to find. What about bishop e3 here? Yeah, still works. Plus 1.3. He should have played something logical defending the pawn. And after this, equal position, but at the opening, right at the opening after this move, Datta was way better. This was the piece moving for the second time. You all know that the same piece cannot actually and should not actually move twice, but here aggressively with initiative and tempo had to do that. So Deep, you were asking me on WhatsApp group if you had chances. So here at the start, white has a very aggressive position. At the start, I'm saying it's plus 2.2. So white has a lot of space here. A lot of space here. And yes, Russian defense is played by black, employed by black if you want to go for a draw. Alan, I'll have your game analyzed later in the second game. He played knight takes f6, he played king f6. Okay, so again, for Namish, I'm saying he played very fast. Alan, you are right. Namish does play fast. He doesn't think about his opponent's responses. He should clearly not do that. So I have given him the feedback. We have got about 15 minutes to go. And so I'm interested in playing some tactical, doing some tactical positions. Let's do that. And I hope that we will end up today with 3 out of 3. We'll try to do at least 3 positions, guys. At least 3 positions. The first one is black to play. Let me give you your arrows. For the position at hand, let's say Do you want to play? Do you want to play this check with the rook? Do you want to take this bishop? Do you want to put this knight on the square d3? Or do you want to make a sacrifice, maybe, let's say, this one? Or is it none of these? Let me know, guys. If it is none of these, let me know. 3 minutes, guys. 3 minutes. Black to play. Everyone seems to go for the blue arrow. No, Itesh thinks it's green arrow. Even Rutu thinks it's green arrow. Blue is final, so he has changed that. Bunch of lions is here. Hello, bunch of lions. Blue arrow it is. But what happens if bishop takes g5, knight takes g5? Then what happens? Have you calculated that? If bishop takes g5, knight takes g5, then is there a tactic? Knight, Vihang has gone ahead. The time is up. Vihang has gone ahead and shared a line. Bishop takes g5, a takes b4, queen takes a1. Then you have bishop takes g5. Who again? Bishop, knight takes g5, I'm sure he means. Knight c2. And then knight e3 check. Yeah, knight e3 check is indeed something that is important. So let's go ahead and play the blue. Now, Mitra says that he has done this before. So, okay, if you have done this before, then I'm sure you know it. You know, there can be no doubt about it. Let me deal with it. Bishop takes g5, a takes b4. Now there is no doubt that we should win the rook, I think. Oh, computer is not playing after this. Whoa. He should have taken here, and then what happens is queen check. Okay, but anyway, what happens after bishop takes g5? He plays, that's what I had thought, knight takes. Then what happens? Ooh, then there is knight c2 and then knight e3, attacking the attacking the rook on a1 and then playing knight e3, which is a deadly gang fork as we call it. Royal fork is what the world says. Here at Vaidya's Chess Up we call it a gang fork. Alright, brilliant. So 1 out of 1. The second position please. This is again black to play. Here are your arrows. Are you interested in making the queen sacrifice? Are you interested in doing the rook sacrifice? Are you interested in just putting the rook on h5 attacking the queen? Are you interested in playing bishop c8? Or is it none of these? Again, your time starts and you are going to get 3 minutes for this. It is black to play. Okay, so here people think that bishop c8 traps the queen, but there are people going for the multi-named arrow. Last 10 seconds. Some people have been able to calculate. Some people are still thinking. Jay is supporting. No, he's saying blue is bad because of rook a8. Ooh. So now Nijapkar fired the answer. Chinmay says yellow, that is the multicolor, multi-named, whatever. Vihang, bishop c8, everybody knows now what happens, but what are you supporting? Has Vihang already given the answer? Have I missed that? So Vihang, what is your answer? Has anybody done this before? It will be good if it is new for all. What's it? So the multi-named arrow is the choice for all. Prajna also is supporting the multi-named arrow or the chrome arrow. Alan, you are with us. What do you think, man? I wonder if, so Alan is saying the multi-named arrow as well. Soumitra said first that it was the multi-named arrow he's saying. Alright then. The logic is that the queen is attacked and I suppose the queen has to find a good square to retreat, which it will not find. I don't think so. Has anybody Soumitra, did I miss the fact that you said rook h5 first? It just traps the queen. Is there a line that you typed? No, there is no line that has been typed. Okay. Let's see. Let's go ahead and finish this one and then go to the last one for today. In fact, we can go for 5 at this speed. We can definitely do that. Definitely we can do that. 2 out of 2 so far. I'm sure Soumitra is at 2 out of 2. Vihang, are you 2 out of 2? Nijapkar, are you 2 out of 2? Let me know. This one is also black to play. Let me know what do you want to do here. Do you want to take the bishop with the bishop? Do you want to take the bishop with the rook? Do you want to play bishop pinning the knight? It's not exactly a pin, but somewhere there. Or do you want to play, let's see, do you want to play knight to d4 or something else? Interesting. Again, it is black to play. A lot of people going for the blue arrow. Soumitra is saying it, Vihang saying it, Yatharth also supports this, Chinmay also supports it, Prajna has supported it, Nijapkar says knight does not. Okay, fine. So looks like this is going to be quite okay. So I am also going to go with the blue one. I always thought that that's probably the best in the given situation. So let me go ahead and do this because that knight is not going anywhere after rook d8 pin. Let me do it. So far it's been the best moves, but if the rook d8 is played, this knight has nowhere to go because it's pinned and cannot be supported anymore. So now you take, oh, another piece. Really? Okay, fine, brilliant. 3 out of 3. Guys, it is 3 out of 3 and we have about a minute more. So we don't want to proceed this. We'll stop at 3 out of 3. We will meet again on Wednesday. Please remember that Tuesday is a holiday for all of us. Please remember that. Tuesday is a holiday. Please remember that. So we will now meet on Wednesday. Make a proper note of this. Tuesday is a holiday. We will meet on Wednesday at 6 o'clock for the game that we play. That is the game that I will play. We will not have the tournament on Tuesday. Although, if you guys want to go ahead and continue with the tradition, you can. Those who are not going outside or not busy with the festivity, you can go ahead and create